Hey you, perfect soul. I wish to offer you some Nag Hammadi insights in this video series, which you will find on my channel. This secret and provocative knowledge was preserved and hidden away in a sealed jar in a cave near Nag Hammadi in Upper Egypt. These manuscripts, over 50 texts in Coptic, were found 1945, but dates back to the 3rd and 4th centuries Common Era. But what was so heretical with Gnostic beliefs for Orthodox Christians? And what kind of reality do we get fascinating glimpses of when we read the collection? I am Sophia, PhD and author within self-help spirituality, fantasy action, and sociology. In this video series, I will describe my personal revelations from the Nag Hammadi collection, which you can find online in a Gnostic library. In my channel, you will also find an older video series with summaries of Revelation of John. Like and follow if it feels authentic for you. Gnosticism derives from the feminine Greek noun word Gnosis, which means knowledge or awareness. It was a somewhat alternative knowledge the Gnostic believers preserved concerning the true God, the cosmology, and human beings. The true God was not the deity described in the Bible, who instead was considered to oppress human souls. A Gnostic believer searched an inner esoteric knowledge based on personal experiences with the divine, instead of listening to popes, priests, or scholars. For humans to awake, they needed to seek Gnosis and the divine spark of Sophia within themselves. This was, of course, heavily suppressed by the early Christian church, actually to the point of cleansing of both Gnostic communities and texts. Similar aggressive methods to confront other disobedient beliefs also occurred later towards other independent soul seekers, like the Cathars, the Druids, witches, and many more. They all had the courage to reach for personal experiences and beliefs, and they were all threatened, chased, and effectively diminished. But is there a revival of Gnostic beliefs? What is so fascinating with these texts, and why do they matter today? My answer would be the untampered stories that present a perspective of the feminine spirituality as the path to awakening, as well as a position of Jesus as a spiritual leader with great Gnosis, and I might add a view of Jesus as an ancient astronaut. In Revelation of John, which is one of the most influential texts in the Nag Hammadi, we are immediately introduced to a scenario where the risen Christ appears in a radiant form, in an earthquake. The heavens opened, everything was illuminated with a big rumble, and then something appeared, or landed. It's not a light being who silently floats down from the clouds. It is a noisy, heavy, spotlight-filled landing of a kind that even soars up the sand. And what then appears is, with modern understanding, nothing less than someone in a space suit. John sees a light being with 3 different faces or forms that somehow quickly shifts. It is as with the helmets that astronauts have, which firstly is lit up from the bright lights of the space shuttle. Then, when the being starts to walk towards John, it creates a vision of an old man on the helmet's shield. This could be a reflection of John himself. The flight existing in the old man could be John's hair that is messy because of the wind from the space shuttle's landing. And lastly, the helmet goes off and John sees the image of a servant, which could be the inner space uniform that Jesus was wearing inside the astronaut suit. The formal space uniform, probably in one color and with few details, could remind John more of the anonymous clothes, at least I assume, that servants had at that time. When John finally recognized Jesus and calms down, Jesus tells John that he wants to reveal some secret revelations, mysteries, and things hidden in silence to John. The Gnostic cosmology then given to John is an exciting, maybe even shocking, revelation of the true God, the creation of worlds and of human beings. It presents a radically different view of creation and the divine than what is found in Orthodox Christianity. It's with empowerment and inner divinity that is in focus, instead of repenting and hoping to not be punished. The Gnostic view is instead through a mystical and symbolic lens, with a dualistic view of reality, spirit versus matter, light versus darkness, knowledge versus ignorance. Especially fascinating is the story of Sophia, who descended from divine realms due to her disobedience and creation of the jealous demiurge. She is a symbol of human beings existing in the material world while attempting to find Gnosis and the lost spark of Sophia. With reconciliation of Sophia's descent and her counterpart Christ and his ascent, we can find the path to spiritual awakening. Like Sophia, we experience embodiment and limitation, but can ascend toward inspiration and expansion. Even more fascinating is that the same thought of structure can be found in the Kabbalah, the Jewish mystic tradition, with the tree of life. You can actually even find parallels with the chakra system of India. Well, be sure to watch the next video where I will talk more about this and the Gnostic view of women as more spiritual inclined to awaken. More videos will come in this series, so like and follow if it feels authentic to you. Have a wonderful day.